What's going on, everybody? Mortem here, this time bringing you a first impressions video for Nioh 2, specifically the complete edition after I went through Nioh 1 last year. I've been meaning to get around to the second one, and now is finally that time. So right away, I would say what strikes me the most about Nioh 2 is just how much it improved a variety of things from the first game. So for starters, instead of playing a set character, we can create our own. After that happens, they throw you into a quick tutorial to get you used to the controls, or in my case, customizing keyboard keys. And whereas Nioh 1 does not actually have proper keyboard support, Nioh 2 does. And before anybody mentions it in the comment, yes, I play every Souls-like I play with a keyboard and mouse. No, I will not use a controller. That combined with, obviously, better graphics as the years have gone by. I believe this one initially released in 2020. And you've already got a game that feels a lot better to play than the original. And then I was happy to see a better laid out story as well. Nioh 1, and honestly Souls-likes in general, aren't exactly known for their great stories, or at least well-conveyed stories, let's say. But Nioh 1 was especially bad for that, often throwing you into cutscenes with multiple characters you'd never seen, and had no way of knowing or learning about until after said cutscene was over. Nioh 2 actually makes an effort to explain what is going on, which helps frame a lot of those transitions a lot better. But this is a Souls-like and an action RPG really, so the emphasis is of course on combat, and we have some interesting changes there as well. So Nioh 1 had a living weapon system where you would charge up a meter, and then go into an unkillable mode called living weapon where you would channel your guardian spirit into an elementally typed weapon, and that core system is still the same here. Instead, it is called a yokai shift because our main character is actually half yokai, being born to a yokai woman and a normal father. So as we build up our anima gauge, we can both eventually activate a yokai form. There's actually 3 of them depending on what kind of guardian spirit you have equipped at the time, but you also pick up soul cores from fallen yokai. These can be equipped to your guardian spirit to give you access to special ability moves that mimic some ability from the yokai that you got it from, which I thought was an interesting touch. These soul cores also have stats and things associated with them, so everything down to the element of the guardian spirit you're using, the soul cores you have attached to it, how that influences your yokai shift form, are all, I would say, interesting twists on the first game's living weapon system. And the nice thing about that is it's not that dissimilar either. The core concept is largely the same. Charge up, activate the ability. You're unkillable, but you get drains to your time limit as you get hit in that form. And overall, I thought that was pretty cool. Now, one thing I am slowly getting the hang of, but was tough at first, is the burst counter system, which is a sort of special parry move that you can do. When an enemy flashes red, you have a short window to activate a burst counter, which will stop the attack and stun the enemy, allowing you to get some hits in. And that combined with the key pulse system returning from the original, which allows you to gain back lost stamina after a big combo, is an interesting mechanic to play around with. Now, for me, what is going on right now is that I'm trying to get the hang of both burst countering while also remembering to key pulse at appropriate times to get my stamina back, etc. And I imagine that'll get easier as I level up and have more stamina to use. But having been pretty familiar with Nioh 1 at this point, I'm feeling right at home here for the most part, and it definitely feels overall like a natural extension of that first game. They tightened up a bunch of the systems and complaints I had about the first one, which leaves me pretty excited to fully dive into the second one here. And while I haven't touched much upon it in this video, it does retain all of those core systems from the first one as well from the looks of things, such as the 3-stance combat, all the weapon types with a few new ones added in to boot, but most importantly, it retains my preferred playstyle from the first game, which is going heavy with an axe. On the other hand though, I will say I think the co-op experience is a little too seamless, as once you're at a shrine on any given level, you can summon in visitors to help you, which is an actual person, and I've got to say it took me an embarrassing amount of time to realize I was summoning in actual people with this, because of the game's vague descriptions, but it is possible to find blessed graves and summon in NPC characters just designed to help you out, based on where someone laid that grave down for you, which I would say is more in line what I expected from a given Souls-like. So there have still been quite a few quirks that I needed to find out and learn about for myself, in spite of my familiarity with the first game. And while that's hardly everything there is to know about Nioh 2, I do think that just about cuts it for a first impressions video. In many ways, I would say it is a huge step up from the already very well-received first title, and having played that first one, I'm feeling right at home here, and I'm really looking forward to diving into the rest of it. Now, as for a timetable, I have no idea. Time estimates for a 100% on this are all over the place, with every rough estimate I can find being somewhere between like 80 and 200 hours, which is a huge margin, and that combined with the fact that I'm almost certainly going to get interrupted here with a few games releasing in February that I'll be stopping to play, this one might take a few weeks for me to wrap up, but I'm hoping for the end of February at the absolute latest, hopefully much sooner than that, but we shall see. In the meantime though, hope you're looking forward to the review. Let me know what you think about Nioh 2, any interesting information you think I should know, which of course just means to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, but regardless of any of that, truly, just thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. May you wander in wisdom and have an amazing day.